the right way to calculate your calories and macros to lose fat while building muscle. Now, the very first step is you have to figure out what is your maintenance. And your maintenance is how many calories from food you average, and also how many calories you're burning from activity and exercise. We calculate that first. Once we get the right numbers there, then we can go into an actual calorie deficit. So now you can start losing fat, not just water weight. So initially, you do not want to decrease your calories from food too low. And the reason you don't want to reduce your calories from food too low is because we're increasing your exercise and your activity. This requires energy, which means this requires calories. So you don't want to go too low into a calorie deficit. You want to go into a slight deficit. Now, for my client here, the key was finding that initial maintenance, and then we dropped it by 500. Protein, she was doing about 20% of her total calories. I bumped that up to 30. Weightlifting, she didn't know anything about progressive overload weight training at all. Now, what she was doing was going to the gym one time a week, just using machines. And I told her, I said, that's not enough. You said you want to build some muscle while losing fat, then we're going to need to have an actual weight training plan. So I gave her a 3 time a week push, pull, leg routine, right? Cardio, I kept it at 2 times a week, but this was the difference. I taught her how to go into her zone 2 heart rate so she primarily burns fat when she's doing cardio. Steps, she was already doing 10,000. She had seen all the social media videos about doing 10,000 steps. She tried that. That did not work. So I said, look, you don't need 10,000 steps to lose fat. So we decreased the steps, and I had her focus more on the weightlifting because she said her goal was to lose fat while building muscle, not just lose water weight. And this is the adjustment we made. And she was finally able to get under 200 pounds for the first time in 12 years. So, again, this is about doing things the right way. There's a right way to find out how many calories from food you should be eating. There's a right way to find out how many grams of protein you should be eating. There's a right way to find out, are you lifting weights correctly? When you should increase the weight from lifting weights. There's a right way for all of this. And if you've been stuck, not seeing results, that just means currently what you're doing is not the right thing. Now, you have to give yourself credit for the effort, but you can only go so long without seeing true results, without the scale going down to where you now have to make some changes. That's what I did for my client here. We made those changes. And now her ultimate goal is to get to 150, but at least on my program for that 6 months, I was able to finally get her under 200 pounds. And now she can continue this on her own, but now she knows she's doing it right. That's the key. And now this takes away the stress and worry because you know the effort you're putting in is leading you to your goal. Nobody wants to feel like they're not seeing progress. Nobody wants to feel like what they're doing is incorrect. So my job is to teach you, and that's what I do. So I primarily work with women over the age of 40, and they're usually in perimenopause and menopause, and I give them a system. I give them a structure. I get them organized to learn how to track the right numbers and then how to make adjustments based off the numbers. So if you're a woman over the age of 40 and you've been struggling to get that scale to go down, your clothes don't fit the way you want them to, you need to reach out to me because I can help you get the results you've been looking for that you haven't been able to see. All right. So if you guys have any questions in the comments section, let me know how I can help you. If you would like coaching, I'll go ahead and shoot you my info and we can schedule a free consultation call so you can finally get the scale to move. I'll talk to you soon.